Welcome back. We're here to do our twin flame joint connection update. Yes, we will have super chat after the session. If you do want to pay via PayPal, I have put it in the link. I almost forgot. Most of you know what it is, but for newbies that are on the channel, I've left the chat open today. So whomever. So unfortunately for the poor moderators, we might get trolls, but you know, it's a compliment really, right? So we've left it open today because I haven't had time. But generally it is around 7 to 11 days that we do need to be subscribed to be able to join. And yes, moving into 2023, we're going to have energy updates again. I hope you've looked at your star signs. It does help the actual channel move. Next year, we're going to be having additional star signs. And also, I'll have the chat box open, so you can comment. But if there's no comments, I'll turn it back off again. Okay, let's see what's coming up. Now, I have picked a card and a ruin cast, and I've got the book next to me. We're going to read from it. Hi, Big Casino. Hi, Angela. Hi, Giggle. How are we all doing? How are we traveling? Now, yes, we only did just have a twin flame update on Monday, and that's because of Thanksgiving. I moved the day. And we are having another. I was supposed to record another set of twin flame updates, but, you know, unbeknownst to me. Hi, Ben. I failed to remember that we have 5 weeks last month. So, my bad. Sorry. So, how are we all traveling? I had the most amusing day yesterday. I'm being sarcastic. But, you know, I'm still smiling. Tell ya. Really great time to update your passwords for hacking. Especially because Mars is retrograde. It is already acting like a Mercury retrograde. This, for the next 2 weeks, what would I say? The next 2 weeks energetically into the month of December. Because I'm already at the second hair in Western Australia. What you can find is there can be irritability, okay? We are going to be, maybe as Jupiter moves back into Aries, which I will have a freebie post on the, I will have a freebie post via my website, and you will get your star sign. So if you want to subscribe, it's free. And it basically will give you freebie posts. If you do want to have a chart reading, though, you will need to directly book a chart reading. Separately, I covered the twin flame path, obviously. Yeah, I tell you. I actually learned a few new things in the last week, but that's, again, Mars and Gemini. We had a very unfortunate event happen in Australia. A lady was actually struck in the head. That was pregnant, so God rest her soul. She actually, her life support was turned off, so very sad story. That's Mars, planet of war. Gemini, you know, you've got to be careful of your surroundings at the moment. Thanks, Giggle. Okay, let's see what's coming through. Oh, God, really? Okay, we're looking back at something. We're reflecting back. I do feel that an asset or a blessing from the past is coming back to us. And we do have the Mercury card here. So we've got communication, but I think this is divine masculine actually coming through, thinking about what they're going to say. I do think they're really planning. And especially, it's funny that we've got this card. Kind of feels as though this is to do with Christmas and the silly season. I think both parties really trying to be as present as possible, but at the same time, I do feel divine masculine here in the mix is actually thinking about their forward movement and planning. The other message I'm getting is whomever was or is in the karmic relationship is actually having this as a consideration. We've only got Jupiter in Pisces for a little bit more. December the 20th, it actually shifts. So before the end of this week, the new week, the first week of December, there will be the post on the website, how that applies. So what we can find is divine masculine is going to feel this urgency. And it's quite funny. I was talking to Giggle about it the other day. With Mars retrograde in Gemini and Jupiter is direct in Pisces, It still can be quite spiritual. It can be looking at things quite, you know, how would I say it? Up in their heads, trying to have the courage to end it, reflecting back on the past. Nostalgia can sometimes be our undoing. You know, letting go and the fives always is quite difficult. But, you know, when we see the fives, if we are in awareness of what needs to go, especially because we did move through those eclipses, and we will be having Mercury retrograde this month, what you will find is there's almost this urgency to tie up loose ends, to let go of things. We can be coming to the table very traditionally. 3 days after Jupiter moves into Aries, Chiron, the wounded healer, very much the hero's journey, is moving direct as well. So initially, I do feel we can be overzealous. We do need to be careful around Christmas for shooting our mouth off and losing our cool, especially with other placements. But there is this motivation for us to challenge our wounds, to have courage, and to use that Mars energy in a healthy way. Can it come up in the collective in a negative way? Yes, it can. But we also have power within our circle, and we can actually relate to it very differently. So with divine masculines, they're going to be having this urgency of feeling, okay, maybe I was empathizing with the situation. Maybe I was remaining because it was what was morally correct. But at the same time, where it does come to relationships, we do need to be really careful from the 20th moving into 2023. And that is because the polarity of Jupiter and Aries, we've always got a higher octane and a lower octane, and feminines and masculines are going to relate to the placement differently. But nevertheless, we can get a little bit egotistical. We can get very self-centered. So we do need to be careful to not go overboard and to actually enhance those situations with the shadow sign of Libra, even though at some point the nodes are moving there, it might be troublesome. But we can also find that divine masculine is going to have the courage to address the things that they need to do. They're going to see the power within themselves, and that the karmic cycles are going to be permission-based by that point in time. I'm pulling quite a big read. And FYI, I do have a package coming. So I'm hoping to goodness it doesn't arrive bloody while we're in the channeling. Not that I have an issue, but I got clients all day, so we need to try. And I've pulled so many bloody cards, so it must be big, whatever it is. Quite ironic considering we did a reading only on Monday. Let's see. Okay, the first card we're going to read, number 1 is Mercury. So both parties in the mix are thinking about each other, considering some of you could be very 3D at the moment. So you could be to a point that you're looking at it and it's very basic. So for this is where you're going to fall into, and masculine can actually take stock of this as well because it's your personal emotional system. You will be looking at it very black and white, very show me the pudding, you know, show me the proof in the pudding. So it's going to be very 3D for you at this point in time. At times you're going to, especially because Neptune will move direct, we could still be a little bit delusional, but what you can find is at the moment there can be this frustration that they're not where you need them to be, and because of X, Y, and Z, you're just not having it. But you can now harmonize that by accepting that factor in your life and also looking at the shadow energy of you were there once too, okay? So as much as we do have these thoughts about our future, the pressure of Christmas and New Year's coming, it's like, well, we want to move forward. The notion that's coming to mind is Rome wasn't built in a day. And it was funny this morning, did the home clearing. I've been doing a lot of clearing, and I think it's this Capricorn energy coming through because it is home. Moon is home. Venus is going to be there as well. A lot of tradition coming up with Capricorn in the month of December. You may find that you want new things. You may find you don't resonate with things you have, and you might find you're clearing. So upon clearing the house, which was cleaning, preparing, I then pulled an incense stick, which is, to clear the home. And I thought, okay, guide me to the chakra system that is coming up for the twin flame collectives. And it was the sacral chakra. So it can be hot and heavy and aggressive. It can be passionate. We are going to start to have a bit more energy, even though Mars is retrograde. You can't, especially yesterday, very exhausted, almost psychologically exhausted. Your body's tired because you're physically, you're either really charging through trying to get things done, Mercury, at home, with the family, with work, trying to tie up loose ends. The notion I get whenever we go through these frequencies as a psychic medium is, penny little, the sky's falling down. You feel quite rushed and quite psychologically burnt out. It was funny because even though a series of very unfortunate events happened for me yesterday, and it was like, I don't know, Giggle, how many did I list? I think it was easy about 10. There was a lot of BS. I can actually say, I don't know why I was so nonchalant about it. It was like, okay, whatever's going. And I think we need to have that mindset to be able to handle some of these transits and not get ourselves too much in a pickle. But what I'm saying psychically is both parties are going through the thick of it, but you also are thinking of each other at this point in time. And so it's bringing this emotion up. And I'm going to read from the book. I had a beautiful Patreon and they asked to remain anonymous. I can't get the bloody card up now. Good on you, Yildiz. Here is the beautiful card. Queen of Water. Emotions, point blank zero. This is the new deck. So I'm becoming accustomed to it. Generally speaking, I don't need cards. I generally channel. But for entertainment purposes, and I can get additional messages from it, I use cards. So we'll see what this comes up with initially as I'm embedding the cards into my system. What does it say? Trust your feelings and senses. Look beyond the surface. A bright, positive outcome. To show vulnerability is to show strength. Are you overextending emotionally? That was the big question with Mars retrograde. It's like a pressure test. So it's not that things slow down. They actually, how would I say it? It's a pressure test. So Mars can be our sexuality, our drive, our passion, our lust, our anger. So if you're in a toxic relationship, that's going to amplify that situation. It's going to show the pressure points. Things are coming at you at left field 24/7 and you're just like overwhelmed. What I have noticed is a lot of people have said, hey, we've tapped off social media. Things are really causing me to get quite stressed and overwhelmed. The other thing is we can go down the rabbit hole and before you know it, we're really not getting anything done. So with masculines, if they're in a karmic relationship, in fact, that's causing the psychoanalysis. Why do I do this for this person? Why do I put up with this drama? Why aren't they respecting me? It's also their daily routine, their diet, their health they're looking at. So they can be wanting to get fit, wanting to look after their eating, really checking their self. The other thing can be thinking about divine feminine quite a bit and really doing that comparison, where they are versus where they were, where they could have been, and the same with divine feminine. So the pressure points coming up, but divine feminine, I do feel, is going to be pulled in multiple directions because the social scene for you guys can be pretty hectic, but you also can find the pressure point depending on where it is hitting in your chart. And psychically, what I'm saying is these emotions and anger can come up if there isn't a forward movement. And it's almost like we're on the clock. We feel like things should have been in a particular place. Always, always trust your guides and trust the process. It all is divinely guided. Okay, withdrawing love as punishment. Okay, use your common sense. You know, if it's to manipulate, if it's to get what you want, it's probably not going to work in general. Okay, so keywords. Love, compassionate, empathetic, sensitive, vulnerable, romantic, intuitive, emotionally honest. The Queen of Water symbolizes a gentle, empathetic soul who processes a keen sense of intuition. She is loving, compassionate, and always kind. She knows when something is wrong, when a friend is hurt and in need, or counsel. She is naturally in tune with her emotions and the emotions of those around her. It is a natural connection to gentleness and to draw people to her. It's almost like, the Empress sits, knows her worth. She can, the sixth sense is there. You guys as empaths, you do pick up on energy. So it's really important to actually be aware of where your energy's at, what's coming up. If your energy has been really kind of harmonious and suddenly it takes a dip and, your twins name pops into your head, it is coming from that direction. The further into your ascension process, you also can pick up on an energy collectively, also around your tribe and family and whom's ever been in your home. This is actually a really good time prior to Neptune going direct to actually clear your homes. Clear your homes. We've still got Jupiter and Pisces. Psychic attacks are possible. Detoxing, because it's 12th house, we can actually need more fluid at this time. Regardless of what temperature it is where you are, you're going to want spicy food. You're going to be fussy with your food. It's going to have flavor. It can be feeling like you need a holiday with the Sagittarius energy coming in. But also from a psychic point of view, your body is needing a detox to flush those energies out and to keep you quite clear through the crown chakra. Okay, potential blockages. When the Queen of Water appears reversed, which we can dip into this, and I feel this is psychically a bit of a warning for us that know who you are. Know that some of the reasons for the dramas that are happening in Divine Masculine's life is not personal. So we do take it personal because, we've gone to hell and back, as potentially they have. However, it doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. So it's more saying, be in awareness of this, remain who you are, be that high octane, not necessarily enable, know what you want and stand by that. But when it does come up, what we can do is be facing a karmic shadow of, psychologically maybe believing that we've done something wrong or we need to be something, all those expectation polarities. Okay, so could this be coming up with a karmic? And I really feel this card is actually, masculine is thinking between a karmic situationship and divine feminine, how they very much are very different. So remain that way so they can see the direct example of how you are different. Okay, the Queen of Water appears reversed, cautions against using love you have for others as a weapon. Okay. Resist the temptation to withdraw love in order to punish and control. Do not allow your hurt to make you hard or so jaded that you withdraw into your shell. And we can go on. But nevertheless, that's what I'm picking. Okay, so it can be somebody who's coming through in their life that's using love as a weapon, trying to manipulate them. They're up in their heads, Aries and Chiron, and they're thinking about this and going, look, that's really not washing with me. Has Divine Feminine never done that to me? No. So why is this happening? Now, the ruling cast before we bounce into the read is in reverse. Odin. Oh, God, Saturn. Okay. Ash, figurine, mushroom, very much Neptune and Pisces. Raven, Mercury, Wednesday, air. Be careful of what you say. Be careful what you put out to the ethers, because this is in reverse. And I do feel some of you may hear some gossip through the grapevine relating to the karmic. Advice, communication, contemplation, inspiration, authority, tradition, blessing, verbal skills, initiation, sacred knowledge, divine inspiration, which I'm feeling you're going to get some information. Delusions, misunderstanding, lies, intellectual stagnation. You're going to hear what it is. Okay. Wise counsel or treasures of traditional wisdom. We are moving into the silly season. It counsels us to listen. Make the effort to receive the embodiment of the wisdom that you are moving through right now. Such as the humor of Odin, however, the answer to our problems may be revealed in unexpected ways. The word of song or a radio. Synchronicities. Verbal eloquence, the power of persuasion that we can utilize ourselves. And so, generally speaking, I don't know if you guys have actually noticed in your own path or directly with the twin, is that sometimes you will give a advice to somebody. It could be sharing a personal experience, the whole notion of leading by example, and they may really decline and be nonchalant and think that's really out the box. But just step back in your truth. You can speak about it from your point of view, and what you tend to find is they come back and they've done it anyway. They've used your advice anyway. They may not make reference to it was your idea, and it doesn't have to be. We don't need that praise. Let that be. Find it amusing and laugh at the fact that, that is so. It's usually they digest it over 2 weeks. They'll sit with it, which is intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence. And then they say, okay, does this directly apply to me? How do I personally feel about this? And then they'll implement it. So I feel there's a notion of leading by example. If there has been conflict between you, I do feel it's going by the wayside. Some of you particularly are feeling this is kind of futile. Why are we fighting? This is going to end up being, movement forward. This inevitably is going to shift. Some of you are wondering what the holdup is and when that flick of the switch is happening. Now, for some, it can be they're dealing with a family-related dynamic. They can be dealing with divorces, especially with Capricorn coming up. So there's frustration of the stagnancy. Some of you can also be worried that if divine masculine had been enabling a circumstance, there is sympathy relating to that. Hi, beautiful. There's a lot of confusion here. I feel both parties are quite confused. I do feel both of you are meditating at the moment. You're thinking on things. I feel you have to be very careful, divine feminine. The other thing I'm getting is that divine masculine knows that you can actually read their body language. So they're kind of, if you've said something to them, I think they're mulling over it, and I think that they're actually looking at maybe something that you've said, and they know that you can scan them. I'm just saying, they know. So sometimes can that be awkward? Yes, because sometimes we get to a space that we feel we have to do things. Social standards, You need to protect yourself until Jupiter moves out of Pisces. Especially with Neptune and Pisces at the moment, you really do need to be careful of not lowering your aura, getting burnt out and being open to those potential psychic attacks. The first week to 2 weeks can be a bit tense. There can be a lot of Barneys that we have with people. Okay, the other message I'm getting is my guides are saying, some of you are wondering if you even want this and if you will even know. How could you trust the circumstance? How will you know that you're moving forward? And I feel you just do. So, try to block that out of your heads. Deal with that as it comes. Because generally speaking, at an intuitive level, you will completely know. Yes, okay, it's good to go. Let's go. I think some of you could be having dream states. Some of you can be having divine masculine coming into your dream state. It feels very foreign, especially if you've been trying to block it out. Others of you that have made decisions to move forward in your life, it does feel as though there has been this pullback. And what you generally find is that can look like disillusionment. That can look like I'm just totally over this, so I don't know why I bother. And it almost can feel like an umbilical cord is pulling you back because you psychologically have cut the cord. You're nonchalant. You're like, Guy, take the wheel. I've given it a shot. I've hit my head against the wall. I don't know what to do. You're not supposed to do anything half the time. Sometimes less is more. But I feel that there's this pullback, and some of you can potentially have some psychic attacks. So you do need to be pretty careful. Others of you, you're almost instinctually getting some downloads that something is shifting. But you're going to know. You will know if there is a white lie. You will know if there is movement. You will know what to do. So I need you to trust yourselves. Some of you are saying you're over it. I'm done. I've had enough of this. Meanwhile, we watch readings. Okay? We kind of can't lie to ourselves. And your guides generally will come in and they will be like, look, Yildiz, I'll use me as an example. We can't get your PDF. We don't know what the hell you bloody want. Okay, what do you want? Get clear with us. If you're thinking of multiple ways it could go, then universe is going, we're just pausing, we're chucking you in stagnation. That's when you need to do the Hermit card and Tarot. You need to really meditate upon what those things are. You're processing, you're dissecting, you're doing a lobotomy. Once you've worked that out and you have a very clear mind as to a direction, and I always say this, keep it simple, stupid, you know, and I say this to myself, so by no means am I calling anyone silly. Keep it simple. Less is more. What you'll find is that manifestation is going to come full circle. But at the moment, your guides are saying you need to be very clear about what your intentions are, especially with Sagittarius here at the moment. You need to be very clear about your direction, very clear about what you're wanting to manifest in. Because if you're telling porcupines in your aura of, I want this, but, you know, when are they coming back? What are they doing? But no, I don't want this. Universe is hearing that and they're getting confused. They're like, okay, you're still processing. We're just going to leave you be. Or they can send us these very unfortunate event situations. Psychically, I'm seeing that both of you are almost like having this revelation of the heart is there, even though maybe you're not happy with the path. Whoever is happy with the path. If you did oracally have this revelation that you wanted to move forward and you were like, okay, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen. I kind of get this feeling that because of that, it's actually triggered something inside this connection. And there is some insecurities coming up inside of divine masculine, maybe feeling that you're moving forward, maybe feeling that you're going to date somebody else, maybe even feeling that you are currently dating someone at this point in time. I do recall a very interesting energy I had during my separation stage, and it made me feel physically sick. I actually channeled something that was intimately going on, and I actually did throw up. It does swap. So if you have and you are, they will channel that and it will make them feel vile. So I'm just telling you. It's psychic energy. It's the way it goes. Joy of being empaths. Especially if it's not resonating with them, but they're choosing to do it anyway. Yeah, it's about you. They're looking at you and they're like, where the heck do you think you're going? I don't think so. Let's see. What is this about? Yeah, they're seeing you to be quite firm. You're like, look, no candy shop, no movement, no candy shop. Nope. Something to that degree. You get my gist. Even though we may not see the super chat, but the chat expires. Yeah, I do. I've got all the chat here in the StreamYards. Love StreamYards. There was another piece of technology we could use, but it is no way as good as the interface of StreamYards. So quick to set up. Love it. They do webinars now, even though I've got my own webinar software. Anyhow. Oh, they're wanting to also match. Oh, okay. Wow. For some reason, there's something in the mix relating to money. They're wanting to prove to you that they're a divine masculine. They're wanting to level up. Generally speaking, when there is this sudden revelation, if they need to be somewhere, they need to be something for you. They want to give. It's almost like the emperor coming through. Yeah, well, the king of wan's ambition. They get this notion prior to union is that they want to have their ducks in a row to be able to provide for you and to make up for the grievances of the ghostly girlfriend's past, right? However, generally, universe sort of does say to you, you just need to take the leap of faith, you know, the Fool card and Tarot. So I do feel that their masculines at the moment are wanting to have that to even match what you're earning or to exceed it, so to speak, or to get back on track to where you are because they're comparing themselves to you. I don't feel you're scared anymore. It's really strange. There's this feeling that before maybe you may have looked at the karmics as a competition. It's not to say you don't dip in and out of it. It's not really. But there's this tall feminine I'm looking at, and I feel it's more the aura where you're having that confidence and you're looking at this. You know who you are. They know who you are. They're looking at you differently. You may not think you're so attractive right now, but they find you a little bit like a good bottle of wine. As you're moving forward in your life, you're getting better and better, and they actually see that. If they were going to be bad with anyone, they're feeling they'd be bad with you. They're kind of like, why did I be bad with this one? But I should, like, do you get what I'm saying? So they're kind of feeling a bit silly. If there was any third-party jargon going on in between your reconciliations, they're looking back at that. There is comparison. There is reflection about it. Yeah, to do with loyalty. It's like, why did I do that for? Why did I go and do that for? They also feel that for a long time there was this notion that you still were so very committed to them, even though there has been so much grief on the path. They're mad at themselves. It's almost like you've leveled up and gone, look, that's not enough. I need so much more. Sorry. I do love you. I do want to be with you. But you know what? I'm needing so much more than this, because it feels like it was going in circles. Both of you are thinking about these things. You know, what happened in the connection. There's a big, oh God, here we go again. With the channelings, I kept getting the term question mark. And the question mark, I feel, was coming through about something really major in our life. And I feel divine masculine. You know, it's wanting to dive in and deal with the discord, but also to look at it and to, you know, come through with empathy and understanding, but actually come through like a soldier. Accepting the past, accepting the karmic cycle, not wanting to fight with you anymore, wanting to really be a lover, not a fighter. There's chemistry between you. Something's going to happen very quickly. Yeah, there's an urgency. It's almost like, okay, I really need to talk to Divine Feminine. Is she with someone? I'm getting a bit insecure here. Why have we been fighting? Maybe, you know, maybe this saga has been going on so long. Christmas is almost here. This person has been giving me the PDF, but I haven't been listening. I kind of get this feeling like they've almost got this notion that they've got to get in there quick before somebody steals their ship. Yeah, they feel like they'll be really chased off if that happens within the joint connection. I don't know why, but I'm getting that their ambition has actually swapped from being work or a direct process they were dealing with to you. Yeah, they do feel caught in between a rock and a hard place. Some of them, it might be they're relocating, they're at a distance. They could be transitioning jobs, losing jobs, needing to go through a divorce. They're up in their head to do with this, and they're like, okay, get clear on your goal. What exactly are you wanting? And it's funny because I'm feeling it's going to do 360, and suddenly the connection becomes the whole movement forward. So some of their plans that they were apparently going to move towards, it kind of feels as though now they're putting you in that space of those decisions and wondering, well, how do we get from A to B? But it feels urgent. It feels almost that they may need to talk to you about this, and they're wondering if they can actually make everything fit, and that they need to have a chat to you about here and now and where things are. They're actually, look at this card. It's almost like, okay, how do I form this sentence? I've got all these things I need to say. How do I form this sentence so that we can have that great outcome, so that we can spend time at Christmas and New Year's and next Christmas and next New Year's? How do we get there? How do we do that? But there's something in the mix here. Could be a job, could be a family-related dynamic. Whatever that is, book a personal reading. Whatever that is, it's showing that they're wanting to have a conversation with you and trying to work it out. How do we get from point A to B? Because if you're in, it's almost like they're building that picture around you, but they're wondering if you'll accept it, causing them a lot of stress. They're like, okay, this is stressing me out. You know, I'm tired also of the past, and I'm sick of, you know, being in stagnation. All work, no play makes for a dull day. Again, Christmas. Wanting to tribe with you. How do we bring everything together? Your side, their side. How do we merge the ship? They're trying to be realistic with it. There could be a direct circumstance at the moment that is going on. Now, if it was a job, for instance, it's paying the bread and butter. How do they work that around? Do they need to get a new job? In the heart of it, divine feminine. Foundation. They're trying to be balanced with this, but what they do want is a celebration and outcome. Some of them could be drinking because they are getting stressed over this. They're I'm going to pull a chakra card. It feels almost very intentional, very cautious. That's the word, very cautious. How do they state the obvious without trying to be very grounded? This can be where you guys are going to live, family-related dynamic, a home-related dynamic. But there's passion here. They're trying to not get angry because they are getting stressed, but there's a shake-up here in the mix. Okay, I told you the orange chakra was coming through. And another one there. Do they want to be naughty with you? Yes, but they also want a life. They also want fun, play, life, movement. There could be movement of home, and they're thinking, well, I've got this over here I've got to deal with, and I've got this over here I've got to deal with, but I want divine feminine with me. How do I make that happen? I think if they do actually step back from this, their heart is saying the top priority actually is divine feminine. But at this point with those other situations, I think it's causing this uplift of it, but they could be wanting you to go with them. Okay. Divine feminines are looking at this like, I always said, once you find out you're a twin, it's almost like you have a diagnosis. Oh, is that what I am? What is this? And you go down the rabbit hole, rabbit. Before you knew, you just thought you were going balmy, right? When you do know, can it cause difficulties? Yes, it can, because all those attachments come up. And maybe it was destined that certain people were supposed to work out what they were. All right. You know how this goes. If you look back in your path to how your connection has gone, have you ever noticed as soon as you become disillusioned and given up, they've showed up? It's because you had attachment. Okay, so there's a little bit of disillusionment here. But you do know, I think in the pit of your soul, you do know things are going to be okay. It's not, pardon me, and you don't need to say anything, you know what I mean? It's by accepting whatever is, and accepting doesn't mean this is great. It means, where is it right now? What are your needs? Like I said, from the magician energy, I'm really getting you need to be very clear about what you want in your twin flame path at the moment. Don't tune into all the BS. Tune into what it would look like. What is the highest octane of what you want this connection to be? You don't even need to know the solution. You just need to hold that space for 3 days. And sometimes what it can cause is a tower moment, your side, their side, but it actually clears the road for an opening and it feels so much quicker. So trust the process. Could there be some triggers in the next few weeks? 100%, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, okay, There is something in the pit of this, and that it's going to be a fresh start. Some of you, there could be movement into marriage. You could be thinking about that. Being ready for a connection, being ready for a relationship, being open to that. And because you are transitioning in that way, this is actually triggering divine masculine to shift forward. The reason you're doing it is because of disillusionment. You're sort of like at that point, you're going, another Christmas, another New Year. We even made it through Valentine's Day. So spiritually, this patience, good things do come to those who wait. Let's be perfectly honest. It always is. If things were easy, we'd never work for things. Jupiter moves us to, push those things up a hill. But you can't, a relationship takes two to tango, but this is a spiritual energy we're talking about. So we're both 3D and 5D, as well as we clear the 4D. What I am seeing here, I don't know, some of you are going to get a little bit amused. Why that could be is potentially you have a bit of a light bulb moment psychically. Some of you could have the person turning up at your house. Some of you, this person is actually going to want to provide you commitment. You've got something to say, okay? Because I'm going to pull a chakra card for you guys. How many of you, any divine feminines in the house, divine feminines, have you felt aggressive or angry in intervals? Has there been any of that? Or have you been, no, not saying anything. I'm not saying a word. I'm not reaching out. I'm not. They want to talk to you about something. They want you in the plan. This could be a negotiation. Yeah. Well, I do believe we've got bloody moon at Scorpio. Let me check, or is that when Mars goes direct? Let me double check. Currently, planet positions at the moment, please. Yeah, just out of nowhere, unless somebody in the house is a Gemini and they're having issues. Okay, the moon is in Pisces. Watch drinking. If I go back a day, because some of you were at the first, yeah, the moon is in Pisces. Okay, Pisces 14, 27 degrees on the 2nd. It's getting to the higher degree. And then jumping into Aries on the 3rd. Watch for that. Triggers. Okay, so Mercury's in Sagittarius. Don't project your spiritual beliefs. I'm telling you. They can be, Sagittarius is great, but being 12th and 9th energy, what it can be is, this is how I would do something. And that's fine. But the thing is, from a spiritual point of view, you guys are yin to the yang. So spiritually, how they deal with things, it might be really quicker than maybe what we went through at a personal level. But it also is divine masculine, Jupiter energy. So spiritually and astrologically, what we're finding at the moment is Mercury, divine masculine, is frustrated and wanting to move forward with Mercury and Sagittarius. It's Jupiter energy. Venus also, they want physical movement in love. They're thinking about marriage. They're thinking about commitments and connections. They're thinking about the values and whether they merge inside of karmic contracts. And with Mars retrograde in Gemini, they're thinking about you 100%. Jupiter at the moment is at 28 degrees. We would deem it as the critical degree. So we do need to be mindful of that. We can go into pacifiers. Psychic attacks are possible. What else? Psychic attacks, astro traveling. Neptune also is at 22 degrees. Critical, yeah, as we get further up. The other thing is, as Jupiter moves direct, we will have some benefiting transits that are coming our way. So let's go forward to the 3rd, and I'll get into your super chats in a minute. Okay, so Aries, what do we have there? Yeah, be careful with the ego on that day. There could be some frustration, especially with your daily routine. Mars is making an opposition to the sun. Nodes to the sun. Okay, there's something that you need to make a decision. If you're in your head about two ways, there could be a 3D difficulty, but it's going to force you to make a decision left or right. There is a conjunction to Venus. So again, Mercury in Sagittarius making a conjunction to Venus. Things are coming up. Pretty intense 2 weeks, I'm telling you. Really good time to get things done. Get your ducks in an order. I have discovered I have a chicken that is a bit of a nerd, and she's like, I don't know, she's away with fairies. Most chickens are. I'm just being honest. But there is a dominant one and there's a passive one, and the passive one's away with the fairies. It's a copycat. And it failed to understand it was daytime because I have shade cloth on the chicken coop because it gets very hot here. We're moving into summer. So we were going to have about 105, 110 Fahrenheit coming through. We do get up to 120 Fahrenheit, which is around 49 degrees. So that's a hot day for a chicken. So, of course, this chicken thought it was bloody night time, didn't it? So it didn't lay. So in a week, I'm getting about, I don't know, 12 eggs a week. Not bad. Yeah, chicken and nugget. I don't call them chicken and nugget, though. My sister does. I call them Tweedledum, Tweedledee. I call them a few names, actually. But they're my friends. Better be careful with Kiwi and me. They're my friend in the fridge. Who was it the other day? They were like, Mum, don't eat it. And I was like, the white chickens are breeding, okay? And believe you me, if you've bred chickens and you're looking after 700 to 1,000, you're not looking at chickens the same. We need to walk a mile in people's shoes. KFC hot and spicy. Yeah, well, with Jupiter and Pisces and Sagittarius there, you will crave spicy food. Spicy herbs. It can be you want Moroccan food, Mexican food. Yeah, they have that. I give that already. And then as soon as I opened the coop, I went through the list. As soon as I opened it up, because I had shade cloth and mesh, I had like bamboo. Next day, laying fine. It's light. It was like, look, as long as they aren't like, okay, so who do we have for super chats? Get your super chats in quick or forever hold your peace. Now, I have to, well, I had 2 sales up. I had sales all the way from last month for the whole month. And then I had another one starting that was for December and January. It's closed now because I gave the time frame. I was giving updates via the website. But we do have subscriptions you can get for 3, 6, or 12 months. And they are cheaper than the standard bookings. So that go to the subscription page, take a look. And what it does is give you a booking a month. You don't have to pay in full. You pay per month. And you can even select the date it starts. Okay. So if you want a discount, you can go there. You can select start and you get it on discount, cheaper than what is on offer. And the 3-month subscription is you can only purchase it once. But you can get it at a discount, cheaper than that. Up for sale now. Who do we have? One of my friends had only hens and one turned into an alpha and grew a massive claw. Oh, okay then. Yeah. No, these chickens like me. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're pretty good. Okay, so who do we have? Marie. Marie, are you here, my love? What would you like to know? I'll wait for Marie to pop up. I could scroll all the way to the top, but, you know, I'm admitting it. That could get messy. Let's see if I can find it. Hi, warrior woman. Let's get the cards ready. So, 48 minutes roughly. And then we start the super chats. Okay, there's some change happening. New comment. Will there be contact with twin in December? I'll pull the cards and we shall see. Advice. Don't tune into it obsessively because it'll block it. I'm just saying. If it's like almost, sometimes it will not happen just so you can face your shadow. If you have no attachment whatsoever and you're nonchalant, if I do, I do, but I'm making plans for my life. If they want to show up, that's great. You're more than likely going to get contact. But if there's this nagging feeling that it's out of your reach and you're really pining and missing, it won't show up. You need to be ever so like nonchalant, like it's positive. Now, this can mean two things. If the person's in a karmic relationship, they could be upset, okay? But they could be thinking about you. I don't know why I'm getting family. I'll pull a chakra card as well. Potential text message. That's one thing they're showing me, but that could be soon. Closer than Christmas and that. There is a potential. They're thinking about a text message at the moment. They feel a little bit stuck for some reason. No, I'm saying this older person. Are they in a karmic relationship? They want a fresh start. Their plan at this point is to clear the deck permanently for that. They don't want no fly-by-night connection. Does that make sense, Doc? They're not wanting no fly-by-night. They want something permanent. They want to offer you something permanent. They're assessing the risk. So if there is a karmic, which it kind of looks as though, and the karmic doesn't have to be a romantic partner. From the cards, it shows that there could be, they're thinking of you in layman's terms of a physical relationship, but if there is a karmic cycle here, which can be family, it could be a physical relationship. It may be somebody that is needing on them or somebody that's unwell, because we have vulnerability energy here. They're looking at that going, would that be fair to you? Would that be fair to the circumstance? And they do want this fresh start, but they kind of, it's a bit like that sucky thing where we say to ourselves, weighing the risks. Now, that's not to say the energy won't shift as we proceed through the week. This week, right now, where it is they are physically feeling like they're trying to juggle these things. Do I feel that they want a separation? Yes. Okay. They know that the connection's unstable. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I am with you on that one. So yes, this week in the mix, it's very heavy on their mind, but it's not just about conversations for them, because they're wanting a commitment with you. So they're like, given that, it's almost like, well, I need to close this out in order to actually have the freedom to be able to do what they want to do. Does that make sense? But you're very heavy on their mind, Marie, at this point in time. I'll just say that. Giggle. Are you ready, woman? Let's see what interesting things for your twin come through. Shall we look? Wedding in English. Always ready. Let's see if there's any doggy doo-doo on the shoe. That's okay, Marie. It's positive. I mean, I would take that as quite positive, to be perfectly honest. I'm like, thank you. Okay. Giggle, this person's name is literally flashing in my head. Strange cough that's come through this channeling. Oh, you're most welcome. You too, sweet. Giggle, question. Okay, has your twin's name been like popping in your head and repeating over and over again? Because it's almost like they're getting that on their side, but they're thinking about you. And I think because they're thinking about you, it's going to get to the point you'll be saying the person's name over and over and over again in your head. And it's like, what? That's what I'm getting. So thank you very much. So name. And you're going, what? Don't believe. They're screaming at you. The universe is screaming at you, warning, warning. Yeah. You're trying to be rational, but they're trying to get up in your energy. It generally is a sign something's shifting. You're feeling, look, you know, you're looking at it differently. Where you may be, you know, now the shoe's on the other foot. Now it's almost like the circumstances of what you were feeling. Oh, maybe there'll be another karmic. Maybe there'll be more weights. Maybe I'll have to sacrifice again. And you know you can't because you just keep moving. Okay, so you're taking the stand of even a small, you know, start is great. But if there was another karmic situation, you'd be like, so they're kind of looking at you at this point in time. Well, if I'm being a bit daft here, you know, Divine Feminine's going to move forward here in the mix. Being you. Yeah. How is he saying this? I tell you, one day, me and your twin going to talk. Because this shit here is very similar to my twin. Everything's great. Marriage. You're their woman, right? They're perplexed. They're like, no, nobody can have my person. That's my person. They're looking at it like, okay, I need to be thinking about this. I think still from your previous conversation you had with this individual, they're looking at it like, oh my Lord, she's gonna move forward. I'm gonna be left out in the cold. I'm going to be rejected here. You know, but they're also looking at the reality of what a connection is, that you can look after yourself, that you're very independent. They feel silly. They feel that they hurt you, you know, through that statement post. Yeah, they feel it's not going to work the way they're doing it at the moment. Do you want me to ask if there is a karmic? I feel it's a karmic situation. I don't feel it's karmic. I feel it's them, but I'm going to pull a card. What is this? Let's have a look. Oh. Either going through the motions of a separation or in separation. I think this person's recovering personally. Yeah. They may be in communication, but it's more the cycle out than the cycle back in, if that makes sense. Yeah. No interest, no action towards the karmic. They've learnt their lesson and they're very nonchalant about it. So I think it's recovery. I don't think it's anything to do with you, but they're thinking about the fact that they're trying to get their psyche right so that they can offer you more. Whoa. Yeah, you need to trust your instincts. All right. What am I getting? Yeah, they're still thinking about the connection with you. Like they do want the connection, but they're actually taking on board what you said last time as constructive. Oh, could you call it criticism? Not really. Personal logic. You know, personal logic. Like, I beg your pardon. Oh, that's interesting. You had to be there. I swear. Some of our conversations we have had with people in our life, we have been very perplexed by statement pieces. I'm sure possibly we have done that to others. It's very interesting to see. Yeah, personal logic. You're in a relationship, giggle. You know? And they're like, we are. Really? When that shit start? You're mine. You're like, I have been so patient. I don't know what you're talking about. You know? Ben, that's what I'm getting. It's like, what? Oh, what? Oh, wow. Okay, which is a given, but that canvas was an old canvas and it's been remaining on the wall and it needs a new frame, and we're going digital now. Hi, Ben. How have you been, Ben? Have you been looking after yourself? Did you have that grand conversation? Thanks, Giggle. I'm telling you, your twin. Oh, like, honestly, okay. He's bloody, his name's popping in my head now like a beacon. I go to the ocean. Go to the ocean. It's like a flashlight. Hi, Yildiz. My intuition tells me nothing is wrong, but there is a sense there is in relation to love, work in general. Because I could start channeling a particular area in your life and you're like, no, over here. I think there's a few things, Ben. I don't think there's one. But anyway, you'll generally find if something's nagging at you, it's going to need to be addressed because it's going to keep nagging at you. The reason it keeps coming back, if it's just a trigger point in relation to love, look, you could psychologically and spiritually feel if things go pear-shaped, you've lost. You may not even know your deeper psyche. Maybe your psyche has evolved. And what would that mean? Have you pondered that very factor? Have you pondered it and gone, because so many times we feel that we need to remain the same, and what does change mean? Because a lot of times the mirror comes up in it. It's like, are we fearing they will leave or are we fearing we will? And you can't lose each other, really. Your family for life, you know what I mean? But stories can change. I do feel she's deeper in reflection. There is a bit of depression there. Deep reflection. Very private at the moment. That could be, she's going through personal things spiritually. Yeah, but empath energy is always going to be able to channel people, Ben. So if you're picking up something in relation to it, this could even be another person. Yeah. So intuitively, it's different to, am I being triggered, or can I physically see that there is a change in behavior, change in attitude, change in circumstances? Are my needs being met? Yeah, but okay, if that is based on the person is not articulating every waking thought and feeling, it's probably not to do with that. And trust me, you'd never want to know every human being's thoughts. I mean, I thought about that and I was like, but I don't want my partner to know my every thoughts. I don't want anybody to know my every thoughts, because I could have a fleeting thought being pissed off. And if somebody was to catch that and take it, they'd take it as that was my permanency. And that's never, because we have waves of emotions that come that don't define us. Do you get what I'm saying? What are you scared of changing, Ben? You know what I used to say to myself? What's the worst thing that could happen? And I used to use the most extreme situation. So if I ever end up in prison, remember, I did say that I had a free meal. Okay, so what's the alternative? If you know by thinking and stressing and pushing and going to that lower vibration, it's actually going to alchemize that situation that you're faring quicker. But if you're letting go, I don't know if you've ever noticed in body language and emotions, if you are in a partnership and they are totally ignoring you, you need to get yourself busy. You need to find your process and your bliss, and you need to ignore that circumstance and mirror the complete behavior to that person. Now, remember what we did have as the card, which was the Queen of Water, which is don't use love as a weapon. Okay? Because heart is understanding, but you can articulate it. But the other thing is you can go, okay, well, I'm just going to totally ignore whatever's going on there. I don't know about. If I don't have to be psychic, but I intuitively feel that there's something going on. When you're ready to talk to me, great. And when you shift your energy, have you ever noticed they're like, it's a bit like your kids. They don't want you until you're on the phone. You know? And you're like, are you serious? Time out, time out. Like, I seriously said to you, is there anything you need? Because I'm going on the phone, and you need to continue that conversation. You need to close that door. You need to finalize what you're doing to create the boundary. So we teach people how to treat us. And it may mean if that person is all quiet and the rest of it, you know, having a candid conversation. Sometimes we have to address the elephant in the room of, yes, okay, I understand you're pregnant, I understand X, Y, and Z, you're going through these things, but I have some personal needs too. And although I can understand and empathize, we need to work together as a team in a relationship. And it's like a renegotiation. And if that person isn't working with you, it's about acceptance. It's like, well, is this acceptable for the rest of your life? But it's a renegotiation. It can simply be that that person is going through something very private and intimate they don't want to share. I'll pull some cards. I don't think you're being needy. Ben, seriously, with the amount of children you have, do you think you're being needy? In relationships, we do need intimacy. We do need, you know, your paranoia is this there's somebody else. Is that person going to leave for somebody else? Okay, you really are. You're feeling something's off here. You're feeling this person is pulling back and there is somebody in the mix. There's two cards here that are saying that. Can connections go through dramas? They can, and they don't have to end. But if you had maybe a person in the past betray you, this is a trigger point, right? So that trigger point is coming back up for you to face your shadow. So what can it feel like? PTSD, panic attacks, psychoanalysis and dissecting, and it can feel disgusting. You know, heart palpitations, your guts in a churn, you're like panicking because it's revisiting that memory and you're re-looking at it and going, well, that was a nice back then. This damn straight isn't. It doesn't mean you're not independent. It means you have a wound. Maybe adequate attention isn't being given to you due to circumstance. Can be schedules, kids, pregnancy, right? Because you're looking at this and going, you want the way things used to be, but there's big changes in your world at the moment, right? And so you're wanting to close up. You're wanting to close up in it. But there's change. Go with the flow with the change and trust the process. I mean, there is an instinct that you have that is this person not happy? Is this person not, you know, you're trying to be logical about it. I would say, as we have transits moving into Aries, we have Mars retrograde in Aries, it's old wounds. Get out of your head, get very busy. Use the time to work on your business, right? That is going to help you in purpose instead of focusing on everything that's going pear-shaped. Well, guess what? Your ship, your energy, your money, and everything you're pouring into your business is what's going to physically hold you up. So by pouring that chi energy into that, it's taking the frequency off that situation so that the energy can turn back into you, but it's your personal power. And then as we move towards the 20th, you know, we've got Jupiter entering Aries. 23rd, Aries and Chiron's moving direct. All of us, wherever we have an Aries placement, is going to cause a trigger. And I did say this morning, sacral chakra, because we've got Jupiter already happening. I'm sitting here thinking, what is this? My wife is Scorpio sun, Aries moon. I'm Pisces sun. Yeah, so your ego, your logic, your position. Aries ascendant. And the nodes are going to be there. So you're going to have a bit of a return there. It's personal because you're like, do I move forward? Am I going to be alone? Am I going to be abandoned? It can be scary. You know, and we sometimes even look at relationships and go, because we're married, we'll be together forever. And we don't even have to be married. Because we've got kids, we'll be together forever. You're focusing on things, but it's causing you triggers. But there's also, you know, in your goals, in the Pisces energy, everything's going to be bigger, moving faster. And you person from the Pisces position, honestly, Pisces particularly have a lot to do with change happening, and you definitely will be shifting and changing next year. 100%. Like energy-wise, you will be shifting next year. A lot more confidence. I'm trying to be rational, but the changes are personal. So if you're at a personal level, they're really personal. You know what I mean? And I mean, Scorpio, the same because it's Mars energy. I hope that helps, Ben. It's sucky, but it will get there. Deborah's up next. Just pull the toenail out, Ben. Go have a chat to her. She'll probably tell you, you know, what are you talking about? Because we have the North Node moving into Aries. We have Jupiter back in Aries. Not for the whole year. Big shifts. And Aries and Chiron is challenging us to move ahead. Do not let your wounds define you. Have courage. Be assertive. Have those conversations. And that's for all of us. It doesn't mean narcissistic. It means courage. Dealing with your wounds. Not hiding under a chicken wing, you know, actually facing them so that they don't violate you. Just have a chat, Ben. If you have to, go to the loo, purge it out, and then go have that chat. And so how did you leave that conversation? Did it feel any better? Hi, Deb. Let me see your question. You didn't ask a question, Deb. Pulling your cards, Deb. Be quick. Thanks, Giggle. I'll take those. Hi, Deb. What's happening, doll? That's okay. Well, hopefully, Ben, you walked away with that conversation feeling full closure. And if you didn't, you need to talk again. Digest the food of the conversation. And if you have any questions, write them down and go have a chat to her. Walk into the fire, soldier. Deb, you got good energy, you got changing energy. That's what it feels like. You know, you could be having highs and lows, but I feel it's more highs than lows. That could be future tense, what you're moving in towards. Highs and lows. It's funny. Okay. Does your love interest have a karmic? Because the karmic has just popped up. I don't know whether they're coming into energy. I don't know whether you could be maybe reflecting upon the past. Cancer man hasn't heard from him in 6 weeks. He called last night and again tonight. I don't feel as bad. I feel there could have been a walk away from a karmic cycle. Doesn't have to be a romantic partner. I feel the person's being pretty genuine. They're coming through as the King of Cups. We may find during this time for all of us collectively, with Mars retrograde and Mercury getting ready to go retrograde, we'll feel it by mid-month. These are blasts from the past coming back, so we are going to have that forward movement. I feel a conversation to do with a relationship is going to come up, and I feel that they're going to have to sit with something. They're a little bit down, but I don't think it's going to be permanent. They're perplexed by a situation. Don't freak out and think it's going pear-shaped. It's not. This person's just reflective at the moment. I don't feel that means that it's going to be stagnant. I just feel they're really reflective of a conundrum. I'm hearing the term conundrum. Gee, they're frustrated. I don't know why I'm getting maybe they had a bit of a challenging week. A series of unfortunate events or mishaps or frustrations, it feels. They are thinking about the connection with you. They're not rushing. Have they lost somebody recently? Because it feels heavy. It feels a bit depressing, doll. What's going on with them? In my reading with you, October, you said he keeps showing you the 29th on the calendar. Did you have contact on the 29th? Yeah, when I channel, I just channel. So 29th can be... I remember a medium gave me a reading and she mentioned something. It was on that date, but it was the following year. Sometimes it can be any given month. So it's cryptic and, you know, energy at that point when I'm channeling, it's like, yeah, cool. And then I totally forget. So what happened on the 29th for you? Yeah, because it feels as though it feels like they're ready. It does. There's something heavy on their heart, but it feels it's subsided and gone. I don't know why I get something to do with the sad news. Like there's progression with maybe work, there's movement, but I feel that whatever they've been through, it's been a lot. I do feel you're going to have forward movement. It could go a bit quiet for a bit. I wouldn't panic too much. But there feels like there's some depressing news that they received. Or maybe been a bit flat. I do think they're going to come see you. It feels as though they're wanting to. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. No, it's not yours. But I do get this feeling. It could be like a grandmother or a grandfather. It feels like a tribe member or somebody that was very important to them. I feel transcended over. There's a heaviness though. This could just be a reflection of a previous event. And maybe it's an anniversary of that. And their aura is a bit heavy. So yes, it can be something as simple as that, because when I channel their energy, it's almost like I embody their vibration, which, particularly is not fun at times when they're going through horrible things, but it feels quite depressed. I think you're probably going to get more conversations coming through. I just really go with the flow. Don't push. And you're going to find that person is going to end up turning up, but the conversation is going to continue. Yeah, well, like I said, the Hermit card's here. Don't freak out. You're going to get communication again. Don't get paranoid that they're going back over old ground. I'm not feeling that. The person's energy does feel really mature. Yeah. Ain't that the truth, Giggle? Yes, my whole family had a bit of a purge over my father, and it was very funny. We were all thinking the same thing. Anytime I'm in the garden, he pops into my head because he was a freak like me in the garden. Touch anything, we make it green. Yeah, well, again, channeled energy. This is coming then because, I think things are going to start proceeding forward. I do think the person's going to communicate with you more. And again, with Mercury retrograde, most definitely. They are looking at life traditionally. I'm going to his shore house again for Christmas. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Warrior woman, how you doing, doll? So what's happening Friday, warrior woman? At school. Anything exciting? Is it Chrissy concert? I tell you, this reading's looking juicy already. And then I get to speak to Charm. I'm good, doll. Oh, you're going to cry. Every time kids go through that transition, the year before, this was years ago for me, but I remember from the lower school year to the high school year, they changed the year that they go into the next stage. And so the year prior to my daughter going, I recall looking at the class members ahead of her going, and they did a little tunnel and they let them walk through. And I was emotional, I was like, oh, that's my daughter next year. And then, of course, when hers came, I was pretty nonchalant. But then the first year of high school, going to high school, dropping her off, I was like, it's those stages in life. You're having a new stage, they're having a new stage. So it's pretty emotional. My son is going to high school next year, so have to go ask all the questions. Yeah, don't you love that? Living the dream. Let's have a look. I've pulled your cards. Do you have a particular question? Yeah. Oh, bear with me. My package is here. 5 secs. That'd be right. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, it's all good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm back. Oh, it had to happen to me, didn't it? Had to happen to me. I should show you guys the package after the reads. Bloody right. Or anything that is coming up. I've got a Fashion Nova package. Leather dresses. Twin says he likes me in leather, so that's my third one. So I have 2 black ones. One, it makes me look like Morticia. It's fantastic. Apart from the fact, if I have a powder room incident, somebody has to help me get undone. And I ain't got no sisters going with me. So I was like, that could be a Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction. I was like, don't think so. Don't think so. Okay, so let's see what's coming through. I have to take some photos. I'll put them on Instagram. Yeah, we'll put them on. I have put, well, they did land on Instagram. Facebook's mucking up, I'm telling you. That's my private account placing that. They're not my Facebook page. Okay, so there's something in the mix. You're going to have a lot. I just get this feeling you're going to have a lot on your plate this month. Hold on to your hat. Like, you are going to have so much going on. It feels good. It feels it's going to be really beneficial for you moving ahead, but it's just going to be a little bit overwhelming. You're going to, I get this analogy, this picture of circus act, lots of balls in the air, lots of things happening. And it just feels it's a lot, right? Let's go back to, I'll take it off the screen. And then you can see me. Anyway. I don't know, you got some movement and communication here. Have you had any movement and communication in life? There's news coming in, there's gossip coming in. You may be, that's weird. I just heard making a statement. Please watch yourself, okay? Watch your surroundings. Be cautious of your surroundings. You need to be ready. There could be this feeling for you that something's coming. So I want you to really trust your instincts this month. If you're being guided to do something, if your intuition comes and you're like, oh, I'll just go do that. I want you to really trust it, because I do feel it's going to really guide you correctly this month. Your energy is really positive this month. You're going to pick up on people's energy really quite a bit, though. So it could be that you're trying to get your ducks in a row, get your money together, get this, get that, and you're freaking out. But I feel it's going to be okay. I really do feel it's going to be okay. Energy of people around you. Now, this can be children, maybe a bit funky in their demeanor. Like I said, you're going to pick up on things. You got a partnership here. So if you're not in a partnership, there's partnership, right? There's definitely partnerships. I don't know, your job. What currently are you doing at the moment? Because I'm telling you, something's shifting there too. Something is shifting. Your ambition, your drive, there's opportunities here. It's almost like a door is opening for you. A door is opening. If you're not in a connection, there's definitely a connection coming. This is going to go quite far, though. This is going to be something quite stable. Don't be surprised if you get niggling blasts from the past. Yeah, it could be like a level up. It could be a pay rise. It just feels something's shifting, and it is shifting quickly. You could get to a point you think to yourself, okay, do I stay here or do I do something else? So you're questioning your ambitions. You've also got to be realistic with what you can handle, okay? Jupiter moving into Aries is like, you can do it all. And it's like, no, we can't. Honestly, did we not learn from Jupiter and Pisces? Where is your balance? Where is your north? Where is your harmony? How do you believe in yourself? It's great to do these things. There's practical things, but it feels like you're ambitious. Just don't be overzealous. That's all I'm saying to you. Somebody mentioned to me, how's your podcast doing, Yildiz, next year, 2023? Because we have to be practical about how we implement business, how we handle our lives. Sixth house. How do we structure that so it can be sustainable? So I get this feeling that there's definitely there could potentially also be a change of home. And somebody's really got the hots for you. Now, be it you're in a relationship or you're not, I still feel this person has the hots for you, and I feel this is a separate energy. This could be a colleague. You're probably not even aware of it. Any questions? Because I'm literally feeling you really do have a great read. You could have a very tight, heavy schedule and need to get everything done. It's going to drive you a little bit clinically insane. If you can't work it out, well, potentially, but it's potentially because you are physically moving forward. You're not going to take manipulation. I can tell you that now. Because spiritually here, you're assessing it, right? You actually do have the goodies. Let's put it that way. I'll put it polite. So maybe you have been thinking, do I chuck a text message? Do I say something? And so the question here is, how do I go about that? If you're not in communication, which I feel there's communication, so just be careful. Go to the beginning of the read and listen to it, because it does say the water empress came up and it was for us to use love and our Venus energy in a good way, but to use it healthy, otherwise it could be karmic. That's all that's one of the things that come through in the read. So I think that directly applies in this instant, because they're really passionate about you. They do have the hots for you. Okay. Career looks great. Potential movement, yes, definitely, with twin changes. There's a lot of chemistry here. Potential marriage. Yeah. So there is movement, but there could be something that they need to deal with in a contractual sense. But I don't think this is stopping them. So I do see forward movement for you. I don't have a bad feeling, but I really do feel as though there is a shift here. It could be you that's not ready. You're like, what? Movement? Huh? You know, when it's all... That's okay. It's your job. Not if you're doing it intentionally. That's not your job. Okay, so I hope that helps. The real Empress, what would you like to know? Last super chat. Thanks, guys, for joining. If you want to hang around, you can have a good laugh. I might actually reveal the dress if you want to hang about. Do you want to see my naughties? What would you like to know? I don't get a bad vibe with your energy. Oh, really? You said super chat's close, so I got ahead of myself. Char. Let's start again. I had a moment. I better get a shuffle along. Char, what's happening, girl? Have you been behaving? Are you still all smiles? She's always smiles. If there was a human being on the planet who I'd hang out with just to get my giggles on, well, big giggle, obviously, but I mean, Char would be that top friend. She'd be the girl. Could you see that? Us at a bar? Oh, we'd be in trouble. She'd be laughing. She'd be falling on the floor. We'd have to pick her up. Twin flame Jenny. Do you know I'm a twin? Then he'd bloody walk in the door and go, oh, Lord. Could you imagine? I'm hearing, you better be careful, Char. I'm getting this feeling. Okay, I'm getting a hunch here. I heard the song in my head. So Dawn must be in the house. LMAFO, Let's Get Ridiculous. Have you been drinking? Have you been having that inkling for a bit of a bevy here and there? Because I feel it's like this freedom that's coming from you. You're like, I've got to get out of my head. I want to get into party mode. I want to have some fun. I want to, I want to get the britches off. I want to let my hair down and, just get balanced. Just get balanced. Do you want justice? Yes, you do. What is this? Oh, Char. Were you a bit vengeful this week? Char, I wouldn't have picked that with you. Were you a bit like, I hope the karmics get their karma? Yeah. Oh, we'd scare Ben. He'd be like, we'd have to give him shooters. Yeah, so there's this. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is it's a switch, right? We'd be giving Ben shooters, flaming Lamborghinis, his wife the kicker's butt. Yeah, the one with the halo. Yeah. I'm very different. I can wear many hats, okay? So, Char, what I'm saying here is, I don't know what went down with you, girl. You're like, you know that notion where you get to where you're like, I'm single and you're not, and I hope that she's a freaking nightmare. I think that is I've forgotten a Taylor Swift song. Oh, yeah, 100%. It's like you were looking at it going, I was the innocent person here. I did not know shit about this, right? Justice is not, what's that card? It's justice is not law. You're like, that person better get their karma. That person probably didn't even know about you, you know? And meanwhile, we're getting angry at the karmic. And we're thinking, hey, let's contextualize this. That person don't even know about me. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. But you're like, this vengefulness came out of you. I love you, Char. I'll always love my chart. And any of you support parent. You got to come in. This is great therapy, you know. No, Char, the family don't like her. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. It keeps coming up. No, they don't. Do they appreciate you now? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You are hoping this person is riding your twin like Adolf Hitler. You're hoping. You're hoping. Char. Smudge your house, Char. If you've been tuning into the karmic, do you know what can happen? You can embody the karmic's energy, and I think you might be embodying some of this karmic's energy because there's a bit of vengefulness here. But there's playfulness, like you want to, I'm single, I can do what I want. I'm going to go out. I'm going to let my hair down. It's vengeful. It did come up in the main read. Divine firm. See, even my Nova, I should create, I should start sharing my Nova outfits on my Instagram. Yeah. Anywho, we'll have to look at that. Well, look, be careful, Char. Have you recently got off social media? Have you blocked an account or done something? What have you done? Okay, you've done something, Char. What have you done? No, it's coming through our nose giggle. Have you done something on social media? Because they're making a reference to either blocking or looking or, it's like you're making something harder. Okay. They know it. So recently they've looked. And you're like, I'm making it harder. It's like it's locked or you're blocked. It's a lot. It's not just I'm not on there. You can't even find me. Oh, you're buggered. They're making a different account. They're looking everywhere. They're going, as far as they're concerned, they're getting someone that knows you. This is what I'm getting. Someone that knows you to give them information. Who the hell do you guys jointly know? Okay, Char, just look out. This person might show up at your doorstep. Look, you can hide on social media. This could be a telephone, but They're, I don't know, you picked up the karmic energy, but I think some attitude and some dynamic has changed over there. But the high school people, yeah, because it feels like there's an investigator there. There's an investigator. You're going to continue like this for maybe 2 weeks. Doesn't mean we can't recheck in. It could shift. But your attitude is I'm moving forward. But it doesn't mean you don't love this person. You're not, like, I'm not getting that at all. I'm getting you do. Somebody could turn up or give you information. You could bump into somebody also because we've got the Chariot card. I hope that helps, Char. But they're making reference to, A, they know you're not on social media because they are looking. Well, wasn't it funny what happened to me yesterday? It was Pisces related. Should I tell everyone? Oh, I had a series of very unfortunate events. I was just like, Char. I can't pronounce that. Hi, love. What would you like to know? Man, I thought I was further ahead today. This order better be right. You know? Okay. Oh, we love you, Char. Hey, doll. Have you had a question, have you? Have you had communication? Let's put that up. Giggle, remind me to take the banner off before I exit stage. I need to get some scissors. I might have to use my fingernails to open this bag. God, my hair looks a mess. Look at this shit. Yeah, because your vibration in channeling that is like, it's like, ugh. What the hell did they say to you? It's to do with movement forward. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm getting the roads clear. What the heck happened in your life? Okay. What do they mean by that? It's funny because, okay, trust issues could come up. This person does want to move forward. We do have the movement forward. You're gauging whether they're in a karmic relationship, whether they're not, whether they're but it could be nervousness, okay? I would try and take what they say at this point in time. I don't know. Wow. Okay. Whoever they had a relationship with in the past, I do feel was quite aggressive. I heard the term grievous bodily harm. Somebody was violent to them before. Now that could be past life, but I feel past. It was just the attitude. Okay. I wouldn't get too worried. I think, and I've always said this, reunion and union for divine feminines or whoever was the chaser, the initial chaser, is very difficult. So if we think the separation stage is, no, you've done the inner work. It's about challenging the wound so it never defines you again, because it's almost like you have triggers every 15 seconds. But what I'm saying here is I literally feel this person's clear, ready to go. I really do. I feel it's you that is going, ugh. I don't feel that it won't continue moving forward. I do feel this person's really keen. I'm seeing a tall person. When I see tall, really? Has it stopped streaming? Bloody hope not. Otherwise I'll have to come back again. Are you there? Probably her phone. Okay, so what I'm saying is this person's intent is very clear to move forward, and they're like, they don't want to go anywhere. So I hope that helps. But I think it's triggers. I don't think it's that they're not. Okay. Feel free to book a coaching session because it does feel pretty heavy for you. It feels like all up here, all up here. It's like, who do we have last but not least? Yeah. Well, I'll repeat what I said. 5 by 5. What's 5 by 5, Ben? You're confusing me. Basically, I feel the person's ready. Okay. At the same time, I do feel it's triggers relating to how you feel. Better get this one up because it's next. It's, triggers relating to how you're feeling, but the intent of the person, you're scared that you're just going to go back into another karmic cycle. That's what's come up in yours. But their aura, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. You'll know the difference between a trigger and do I trust this MF. You get what I'm saying? Go with the flow, take things slow. Gauge it with the phone, gauge it with the transition. But create, if you don't want to do something, simply don't. And you'll find they'll respect you so much more. Do you get what I'm saying? Well, we didn't say anything. This person's ready and the triggers are yours. You may need coaching. That's all I said. But sit with it. You're probably able to handle it. If you can handle it, try. If you can't, I'm online. Okay. Are you feeling anything good for me? I remember you asked me that question last time and I pulled the cards. Don't be cursing yourself, real Empress. Only tell me good things. It's like cards and psychic energy, they don't really do that. They're like, what is what is. We can manifest those things. But I feel the energy is pretty good. Don't get a bad feeling today. Let's see. Okay. There is an individual here that is very, very passionate about you. Good old Taylor Swift song. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Who is the person that you are connected to? Is this the twin flame? Twin flame soulmate? Because I get this feeling. I'll wait for you to respond before I go further. Otherwise, I'll just be talking for nothing and then having to go back. Okay, because I get this feeling that it's either your side, no, it's definitely not your side. It's their side. It's somebody else's side. You're very susceptible to psychic attacks, and you've got to be very careful with that. More so than most people. Let me put it that way. I don't know why, but I get this feeling. If you have had dry as new clothes, you're a dad. I don't know what they're making a reference to a previous person. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but this does feel it was a person from a different culture. Maybe they were a little bit spiritual. Whoever this person was, though, I do think they were quite jealous of you. It does, maybe when we talk in layman's terms of white witches, do we call it black witches? Dark witch. Because it does feel, and I'm just going to be honest with you, that somebody may have done a bit of work on you, okay? Because generally, when I read energy, you kind of instinctually feel the direct individual's energy, but you also feel external that's coming in. And, you know, especially because I have done reads for you a few times, Dark Witch, I just say I'm being shown bones and rituals and you with the reference to it, but it's not you who's doing it. If it is, be careful, okay? Because something has attached onto you. It's almost like somebody has tried to put a curse on you. I don't think it's working, but I do think it's impacting your path. I do feel it's providing stumbling blocks for you at intervals, and you'll generally know because you'll have these signs that come up. So it can be like welts on your skin, a chain of very unfortunate events, headaches, dampness in the house, but it's just so synchronistic. Your guides are also going to communicate with you and say, hey, by the way, FYI. So what you can do is do a clearing, do a cord cutting, and do a house protection. And that's one of the messages that my guides want me to give you, because I do feel somebody, yeah, you can do gin, but I think you're going to have to do a series of things. I don't think one is going to work, because I do feel this person is experienced, be it they're watching you on social media or you directly knew them. Your read is positive, but like your energy and your soul is picking the future and it's seeing it as very positive. I'm not getting a negative feeling. But what I am getting is somebody has previously caused some issues towards you with the Devil card to push it your way, which has been blocking your good blessings. It's not preventing them, and it's not going to. It never will. But it's like somebody who was a little bit jelly over you, they've kind of projected it towards you. I was seeing bones. And so I do a few things. I do the smudge stick. You can do a meditation in your house that can clear your home, open the windows, smudge your house, you know, do a clearing of yourself for about a week, drink lots of fluid and meditate, you know, to do like a grounding, a detoxing, like gin removals. You can use the Buddhist ones, the whatever you choose, and a cord cutting. And I think if you can do that till you're feeling your vibration has peaked, that's when you're going to find that all these good things are going to come to you, because I feel somebody was kind of trying to block your blessing. And I think as you do that, that's where the doors, somebody was jealous over you. And so they've been trying to block love, career. I don't think they're blocking these things, because I can see this physical gate and it's opening and all these things are coming in, but you've got to get your magician energy back, because they're tapping into it at this point. Are you here? Are you still there? Or are you just like, what? It's like there's somebody jealous there, I'm telling you. Somebody is jealous of you. And you're like, why are they jealous? Because we always feel we've got... Yeah, so it can be removed. It will work. So even the slightest things you do, tap into your vibe and go, okay, how am I feeling today? If it's getting lighter and lighter, well, it is bad, because it's preventing your blessings from coming. It's like it's blocking those things, and it's causing you to have a series of unfortunate events all the time, especially when I pull the cards. I remember you said to me one day, and it was like, tell me something good. And it was funny, because even today, somebody is drawing into your energy. It's stopping you from moving forward. So clear yourself, do the tips that I suggested. Then when you're getting very intentional towards your direction, you're going to be able to manifest it in. But at this point, it's like they're showing me the garden and the gate. You're ready for that new chapter. But something's kind of preventing the whole full movement, because somebody's done some voodoo shit on you. Okay? So I hope that helped. As to love moving forward, yeah, 100%. I'm saying it. Work, great. Seeing it. Also, they made reference to pregnancies, and I don't know what that is in reference to, or if you even want one. Pregnancies. Okay, we'll do that. Go through the steps, gauge your energy for a week to 2 weeks. If it shifts and calms down, great. Okay, but definitely can feel that. Should we open this package? Pardon me. Dry as cloth. Yeah. Depends on this, whoever this was, though, they're a pro. Okay. That's why I'm telling you, do various things, because this is a professional. This is someone who's done it before. They know their shit. I don't know who you've been mixing with, girl. No, my luck. Unboxing. I'll giggle if we were in the members, we'd be vile. And I just looked 1555 on bloody fives. They can piss off. We know changes hair. Oh wow, I got a whole $10 free from Nova. I spent more than that. Okay, I'm just Nova. I can say the packaging is really nice. I mean, they do actually provide you with the baggie. I just heard stay off Telegram. Oh, I got a mate down there. I call it the dungeon. Yeah, I go down and visit now and then and have a chat, but I won't live there. Not my cup of tea. But because he's there, I'll chat to him. I love him to bits. He's my soul friend. It's Mark from Intuitive Perception. So this is like a turtleneck leather dress. You know? It's actually quite nice. You know? Split. It's like a brown red leather. I'll have to put the photos up. Number one. This one is black, obviously. Hello. This is Yildiz. This one looks like, you know, Snow White, where you get that concave bit. Oh, that one's to the knees. The other one I have has the breast area. It's boned. It's got like a corset dress. It's right to the ground, like Morticia. Yeah, great. It's got a split, but I mean, you know, the babes here choke me. They do come out, you know. Yeah, anyway. But it's to the ground, this one, because we do get, wow, okay. This is like a wet leather look, okay? So the other one's black. Oh, that stinks. And I thought my henna was bad. What is that? Okay, I just got to... Giggle. I have to be so careful. Look how shiny this is. So, because we do, at the moment, we're transitioning between seasons, and I have Christmas parties to go to with my partner, my twin. I did get a long sleeve, which is to the knees. So, and it has like a V in it. So it's got the breast area. So yeah. I did show some. How far does this go? What the devil? Like, I'm telling you. I'm trying to work this out. What the heck is that? I need to have a closer look. I can't see it. Anyway. It's almost like it was... Could you imagine me as a Nova chick, you know, giving you a spiel about the dress? I'll be useless. That's a wetsuit. You know, Christmas. I'm telling you, next year, Divine Feminines with Jupiter and Aries, you're going to be very assertive. I did say with the transits at the moment in Taurus, it was going for, it's a feminine energy. You know, some people were predicting feminine energy with clothing and retail it's more new age. So you can, so I think we'll probably see it at the end, more going into 2023 to mid-year. We might see some of those really Uranus and Taurus trends, but it's going to be metallics and yeah, you could have the pinks, but it's combinations of high-tech technology. And you can even see this from this design, which is sort of like it's been lasered in with the, the breast area and the bodice bit. At the back, I'm trying to work it out. It feels like it's all snitched. I do not know. Or it could be that it's needs to be peeled open. But yeah, I'll send you a photo. So, yeah, should be able to go to the powder room with that. Yeah, freaking. It smells like fish. Unless I can get that smell going. Yeah, we're unboxing. Yeah. 8. I don't know why I'm getting Pluto, Scorpio, Mars. I'm telling you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the update. I need to go and put my bloody hair up. Arrived at the right time. Yes, so I've got 3 dresses from Nova. I have one that is a full length. The smell doesn't go away. That smell, they will be thinking things of me. Like a cat woman, yeah. I own a lot of leather. It's probably what people don't know about me. My dress style, I am quite a feminine, masculine individual. So I think some of you would have remembered years ago, I will wear very feminine things and then very masculine things as well. So I'm quite a confident dresser. Where you'd probably see me at a cocktail bar with a tie and various satins and silks and leathers. Yeah. So I'm a bit out there with my dress sense. That's damn straight going to need some essential oils on that one. That's a whole lot of, look, I want people to think I'm hot, but I don't want them to think I'm there at a salmon farm. Okay? That's hot, but that's not. There's a difference. We all agree on that. Yeah, but that needs some essential oils. Yeah, I think a smudge stick would smell better. I had a jacket that smelled so much. Take it to the dry cleaners. Seriously. It literally smells like tuna. That's the best way I can describe it, tuna. Is it packaging? I don't know. Yeah, no, it's dry cleaners. Take it to the dry cleaners and they'll defuse it. Fox leather midi dress. Love you all. Yes, we do have memberships on the website. Thank you for your super chats. If you do want to have another super chat during December on an additional day other than the twin flame updates, chuck me a message as this video is saved, not in the chat here live, but on the actual video, and request it. And I will set it up for those of you who are interested, and we can jump on and I can do some additional ones through the month. Okay? Take care, beautifuls. Yes, we have the subscriptions for the discount reads online now. So your discounts now will be found in the subscription page, and you do have the trial for 3 months, and they only take it out monthly, so you don't have to outlay everything. Okay? Hopefully, we will see you in our next live. See you later.